The Nettie and Nancy Show, where we're going to talk about recovery and real estate
and anything in between.
The Nettie and Nancy Show. I'm Nancy. I'm a person in recovery.
I'm Nettie, and I'm also a person in recovery. And we're both here at Keller Williams as real estate agents.
And we're people in recovery, and we just wanted to start a podcast and maybe share some of our experience, strength, and hope with other agents or just other people who might happen upon our podcast. There's this whole thing, I don't know if you ever heard it, where they say that religion is for people who are afraid to go to hell, and spirituality is for people who've already been there and lived to tell about it. Have you ever heard that?
Yes, I have heard that.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And
it's
I think we should preface it that this is not we're not Bible thumpers or anything. I don't feel like.
Far from it.
Yeah, there's not following any particular religion. You just,
Nope.
The good thing about our recovery-based programs is that we can pick our own higher power, own God of our understanding, and that's pretty cool. Because if I first came into the rooms and you were shoving God down my throat, the way I was feeling and the condition I was in, I wasn't having that. I would have left.
I think that's for most people. I know as I've been working through the steps, my God has changed big time from how it was. I mean, I grew up, my dad is a minister, so.
Did I know that about you?
I don't know.
What kind of minister?
In the Swedish church, this Lutheran evangelical denomination.
Okay.
Yeah. But, it was the whole traditional, if you don't do this, God is going to strike you down kind of thing. Luckily, he never did strike me down for all the sins that I committed.
I know. I had no religion, zero religion growing up. We had no religion. My mom was kind of like, she was a hippie. It was peace, love, and rock and roll, and the moon and the stars were her god, and the rain and just crazy stuff. Like, she was just crazy. She had me believing I was like part Navajo Indian my whole life. I swear to God.
And you're not?
Not even 1%. Not even one. Like, I always thought there was that little bit. Like, she had stories about how my great-grandfather met this Indian woman, she's bizarre. She was bizarre. She was an addict, so.
There you go.
Yeah. Runs in the family.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Yep, I'd say my dad is an addict, too.
But I think it's interesting that you had that religion, that foundation, and I don't know, I always wanted it, so I sought it out. After my son was like almost 5 years old, I wanted to be Catholic. Everybody else was Catholic, and I felt like I got shunned by the Catholic Church before I was even born, because they shunned my parents. They didn't want my parents to get married there because they were already pregnant, and so I felt like I was already shunned. Gotcha. So I felt like, screw you, I'm going to come and join your church whether you like it or not. And I went and knocked on the door of the
I'm going to show you.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to be Catholic. And then, so guess what happens? Every Monday at like 6:30, I'm in the rectory with Father Cassidy and his dog Belle for like a whole year doing all my catechism classes. So watch what you wish for, right? And then, I raised my kids Catholic. It was really important to me. I mean, it still is. I still try to use the foundations of that religion, but I don't believe that we should be punished or.
Nope.
The world.
We wouldn't be sitting here if
it's hard
we were
enough.
Punished.
It's hard enough.
When I started here, and then I divulged to Nate and Meg, I guess that I was in recovery, and then Nate was like, "You should talk to Nancy."
Oh,
and
Nate blew my anonymity.
No, he sure did. Yes, he did. But I think it's so funny that I had you on my fridge for years.
That's so funny.
That is so funny.
You had my picture?
Yeah.
Really?
Your business card,
That's
magnet
funny.
business card. Yeah. That was.
Yeah. Why?
You must have given it to my husband at some point. He had it. And I remember you being on the fridge, and I'm like, who's this hot little thing? And he's like, oh, it's a real estate. She's in recovery.
Our husband is handsome. I probably did give him my card.
So you were on our fridge
That's so
for
funny.
years.
That's hysterical.
Yes. We didn't use you, though, when we bought
That's
our house.
okay. It's all right. It's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
He was
You would have hated me after the transaction.
No, I doubt it. But I remember, anyway, back to that, I remember when I met you, first of all, that it was that, instantaneous, we're the same. Mm-hmm. But it was also that relief that I'm not this lonely
Not the only one.
floating around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had like a liaison.
Yeah. The Nettie and Nancy Show, where we're going to talk about recovery and real estate.
And anything in between.
The Nettie and Nancy Show.